I'm from Nekota and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Ken Gudla and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Baraka, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in Nasilai Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inai Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from Baraka. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate. This is FBC News. Tonight, Prime Minister Vurengembani Marama continues his visit to Western Sugar areas. Border agencies meet to better Asia-Pacific region. And police officers train on how to handle crimes against women and children. Prime Minister Vurengembani Marama has clarified a number of concerns during 3 days of consultations on the sugar industry reform. Mbani Marama held talks in Lautoka today, attended by hundreds of cane farmers. Ritika Pratap reports.
There is a lot of misunderstanding among cane farmers with regards to the reforms currently undertaken in the sugar industry.
I've always been there for you. I've always served your best interests. And I want to assure you all today that I will never use you in the way that I are using you for my own political gain. I will never exploit you, and I will always be straight with you. If something cannot be done, I will tell you so. I have and will be honest with you always. And I can assure you that these bills will not adversely affect you as individual cane farmers. And remember, always remember that your rights will always be protected under the Constitution.
An area of concern for farmers has been the lack of cane cutters and problems with transporting cane to the mills.
Main problem that we are facing at the moment is the labor, and the other problem that we are facing, like there's no control in terms of harvesting. So farmers at the moment, we need to have more control on that, or at least other stakeholders have more control in authorizing and controlling that.
I have directed that FSC and government by getting 3 machines, harvesting machines this year to help with those that are having problems with cane cutters. I've also asked the Commissioner of Correctional Services to get those his people out to come and assist in cane cutting.
Farmers have welcomed new arrangements for leases, saying it's the confidence and support they need to improve production.
Like renewing the lease to 99 years, that has put like it's a improvement in terms of farmers. They'll be able to do more things in farming. There'll be a long-term plan by farmers in terms of investing in the farms. At the moment, like we're getting 30 to 50 years, it's a bit short-term in terms of getting loans, financing for the future. But with these long-term processes, it will be better for the farmer to invest more time and effort and money into the land.
I'm happy about the meeting today, especially with the presence of the Prime Minister. We were told of the assistance that will be provided, and I'm looking forward to it.
The Prime Minister and his delegation will be in Nandi tomorrow and move to Lambasa on Wednesday. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
In an effort to enhance the capabilities of border agencies to detect international crimes like terrorism, money laundering and human trafficking, a single window initiative has been implemented to help the Asia-Pacific region. The initiative is also expected to fulfill all import, export and transit-related requirements. Ali Kimbia has more.
Various border agencies in the Asia-Pacific region are embarking on a single window initiative to strengthen trade and standardize information and documents to detect transnational crime.
In the scheme of events before us, we as customs administrators are capable of detecting possible mergence between transnational organized criminal networks and transnational terrorist groups to an extreme level.
The initiative will benefit member countries as they will use methods such as coding and dataset standards commonly accepted by relevant public and private stakeholders.
And as you know now, the discussions we're having in Europe, it's again about trade, and the UK decided to leave. It's really about how can we still be connected to a single market.
New Zealand High Commissioner Mark Ramsden says it is critical for Pacific Island countries to work together and strengthen border relationship.
The single window approach, as Mrs. Bainu and Das have said, highlights the critical importance of strong coordination across all border agencies to ensure that the private sector can do business more efficiently while borders remain secure.
As small Pacific Island countries like Fiji embraces globalization, the Single Window Initiative can be implemented in a manual environment with the cooperation of all border authorities. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Senior police officers from Suva and the Maritime Division are learning how to better handle crimes against women and children. Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sithivenengilio says, given the number of sexual crimes the force now deals with, it's imperative that officers are upskilled. Maggie Boyle with the story.
Spearheaded by the Fiji Women's Crisis Centre, the training aims to assist officers on the A to Z of gender-based violence.
The impact on it, both developmental and personal, is great and very, very harmful. As we know, most of our social ills come from these crimes that are committed in our homes, on our streets, almost everywhere, in all our institutions.
FWCC's coordinator Shamima Ali says this training rounds up a series of workshops on the other divisions held earlier this year. Opening today's discussions, the police commissioner stressed the importance of learning new legislation and implementing it effectively.
However, in the last 2 weeks, sexual crimes against women and children has been alarming. However, it does not lessen the need for my officers to be upskilled and equipped with the knowledge of how to handle victims of gender-based violence.
Giliho says one way to tackle the issues is working in partnership with civil society organizations.
The fact is that victims and perpetrators are getting younger. These are some of the astounding findings emanating from the analysis conducted regarding the crimes against women and children. Not only are they getting younger, but there are deeper issues confronting victims.
The 5-day workshop here is expected to enhance the policing work of those in the Southern Division, particularly when it comes to gender violence and crimes against women and children. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Operation Baraka targeting the illegal farming of marijuana has been put on hold. Commissioner of Police Brigadier General Sithivenengilio says they're reassessing what the next phase of the operation will be.
We are currently in the north, in Vanua Levu in particular, and there's other islands up there that we have to look into. We are currently on an operational pause there. We are relooking at the information that we've gathered from the initial operation, the first phase of it. That has to be digested into intelligence before we can take those targeted approaches. But we are on an operational pause now while going through that information analysis process.
Several farmers have been arrested and charged with illegal cultivation, while thousands of marijuana plants have been seized and destroyed under Operation Baraka. Meanwhile, close to 700 marijuana plants with heights ranging from 10 centimeters to 1.5 meters have been uprooted, and over 800 marijuana seeds were uprooted during Operation Baraka in the Northern Division. Military officers provided security for the police drug raid teams as they combed through the notorious Tukavesi district. Eleanor Tarangaivu with this report.
5 teams of 6 police officers and a 10-man team from the Fiji military forces joined efforts to conduct raids in villages and farms in the Tukavesi district in the Kaunrove in the past 2 weeks as part of Operation Baraka. 635 plants and 847 seeds were seized from several farms deep in the interior of Tukavesi in the area commonly known as the Golden Triangle.
So Operation Baraka in the north is not finished yet. We will be continuing, and we will not divulge those dates for obvious reasons.
Raids were also conducted in homes of suspected marijuana farmers. Items such as homemade bongs used to smoke marijuana were found in most homes. 22 suspects were arrested and charged for either being in possession of illicit drug or cultivation of illicit drugs, while some remain in police custody.
I'd like to acknowledge the support of the community. It's been overwhelming. Villagers and members of the community have been forthcoming with information, have been assisting with the arrest and the uprooting of plants.
Police note that many villagers are now reluctant to give information for fear of victimization. The Fiji police force is looking at how best they can interact with villagers and also create a safe environment where their identity can be protected from known drug farmers.
I can assure the community now who are providing us the information that we will be returning, and if they are threatened in any way or feel threatened, to inform us immediately, and we will go after those who are threatening our sources.
Operation Baraka is currently on an operational pause as police relook at their intelligence and information gathered from this first phase of operation before they continue with further raids in the Northern Division. Eleanor Turangebio, FBC News.
Police continue to investigate allegations of misconduct after photos surfaced earlier this month of men who appeared brutalized. It's believed the men were captured in 2009 as part of an operation to clamp down on marijuana farmers. Police Commissioner Brigadier Sitiveni Ngilio says they expect to make a statement in the coming days.
We are continuing with investigations, taking statements from the three men that were involved, and looking at it internally as well, and we'll be making a statement soon on that.
The investigation came to light after the photos went viral on Facebook. Coming up on FBC News, new contractor for streetlights to be announced soon. A new law soon for real estate agents. Stay with us.
Do warong wale buna Bula FM oro kachi salabilawa e musundon do taltena wale buna bingora buna Bula FM baltendo totoga bauti na lenru do tara so na bisere so me bauti na tu na binga lili ena lo muni burobo
ni Bula oyo na rango Luisa Marau o maramani komo au bakaston chingo na Suba Handicraft Center ondo warorongo na Bula FM number 2 na serre
Bula FM number 2 na serre.
Welcome back. This is FBC News. The Fiji Roads Authority will announce the new contractor responsible for installing streetlights next month. Chief Executive John Hutchinson says they have received a lot of applications from interested companies. Savaira Tambor with the details.
The FRA is still calling on for tenders for the installation of streetlights. The current contractor, an overseas-based company, Prime Fiji, is under investigation for alleged forgery. FRA CEO John Hutchinson says choosing the right contractor is not an easy job.
The tenders close on the 4th of August. We have to go through an evaluation process on that, and then obviously the preferred tenderer will be announced, and then a contract has to be entered into and signed. So it won't be an immediate an announcement on the 5th or 6th of August. There was quite an extensive process, and that extensive process has to be robust. It has to be transparent.
Most people believe installing more streetlights can also help curb criminal activity, especially in the rural areas.
We are coming out at night, so it's a kind of safety for us.
It will help them getting crime and all of the stuff in our country nowadays.
I believe that streetlights should be installed in dark places to help people walk in the night.
There are more than 8,000 streetlights around the country. Most are in need of repair. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
The Pacific Island Private Sector Organization is hoping a number of regional trade agreements, which have stalled for years, will come to fruition in the near future. Newly elected chair of PIPSO, Howard Politini, was on FBC TV's For the Record program last night and says the lobby group will work towards the effective implementation of the various trade deals that exist.
Most Pacific Island countries are party to a number of regional and bilateral trade agreements, but getting these to work has been lacking. This is something the Pacific Island Private Sector Organization has been actively trying to change.
It's areas, though, that we will only address through continued engagement
in the islands. And of course, this is led by our governments, but certainly influenced a lot by our private sectors who see it in the bottom line. They see it in the matrix of figures that they get. The shipping, the cost of shipping, when it comes to the wharf, how long it stays there, and so on. And it's a whole matrix of issues.
Howard Polatini says there are positive indicators from all sectors. Stakeholders around the Pacific are now wanting more out of these trade agreements.
Now, we know governments in the region have also been working at trying to streamline a lot of the process. And it's like, private sector likes a very straight line between things. The shorter the line, the straighter it is, the more economical it is. And of course, this takes time. It might take regulation, it might take investment into infrastructure. And we talked about ICT early on, but there's also our ports and things like this.
PIPSO sees PESA Plus negotiations as one agreement that needs to come to some form of finality. It's also interested in reducing the cost of fuel in the region and possibly a development bank for the Pacific. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
An equal set of laws and rights will be put in place by the Real Estate Licensing Board to cater for all real estate transactions. Board Chairman Dr. Abdul Hassan says they are working closely with agents, government ministries and other institutions to familiarise agents with the laws and solve issues in the real estate sector. Sainiani Boiler with the details.
With 114 real estate agents and 154 salespeople in the country, Dr. Hassan says it is important to discuss issues related to their daily activities.
I highlight on various issues to the real estate agents, in particular on the laws, policies, monitoring and consumer behaviors. This is some of the important issues that the board feels that the real estate agent should be aware of and they should try and practice according to what is laid down in the Act.
Dr. Hassan says the sector intends to achieve its goal by establishing all basic requirements. Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority Public Relations Manager Epeli Nawua says they have considered working closely with the real estate agents.
One, because of the booming industry in terms of the increase in the value of land or property. Also, there's a huge increase in the property sales. We've talked about, it's been raised from the floor, millions of dollars being sold on properties in Fiji. And also because of the new government policy for non-Fiji citizens that have acquired land, and if they don't build, then they will be charged penalty.
Dr. Azam also emphasized that it is the real estate agent's duty to be honest and fair when dealing with customers, which also mean disclosure of known facts about a sale or property. Azam adds buyers are entitled to the information necessary for them to make informed decisions. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
A 49-year-old bus driver who was convicted of manslaughter has been sentenced to 8 years imprisonment. The man caused the death of a 46-year-old woman and her 3-year-old daughter at the Suva bus station in May 2014. The court heard Rabinder Singh knew he was driving a defective bus which crashed into an Assese bus and rolled forward, hitting Seruwaya Rokoseru and her daughter Paulini Tumbuna. In sentencing Singh today, Judge Salesi Themo said the driver knew he was in charge of a large vehicle and still handled it recklessly. Singh will serve 7 years behind bars before he is eligible for parole. Sports is up next. Here's Jamie now with all the very latest.
Nakataki and good evening. After the break, men's sevens team hopeful of completing fairy tale run. And Winston Hill out to create history. Stay with us for this and more.
Bula, I'm Dori from Nasinu Market. My choice is simple, Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Yvonne. I'm from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Sayandra, my name is Sunny. Only the Gold FM at Golden Point Resort, Raki Raki.
Hi, I'm Anna of Nasinu. When it comes to a radio, my choice is always Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Anna and I'm from Nandi. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Fiji men's sevens team has rounded up its Olympic preparations at home and is ready to take on the world in Brazil. The team departs the country tomorrow and will spend 8 days in Chile before heading to Rio on the 4th of August. Winston Hill with more.
Carrying the hopes of a nation, the Fiji Sevens team led by Hosea Kolonisau and coached by Ben Ryan will leave our shores with hopes of creating history for Fiji.
This is a great story. You know, we are a small nation in the middle of the Pacific. It's the nation's team. The boys have very humble beginnings, and this is what the Olympics is all about. So you can understand why, not just in Fiji but globally, there's more of a spotlight on it. You know, back home, my mum's saying, "Oh, you're on BBC London tonight. You are in the Times. You're in the Telegraph." They're running all these stories about it because it's a great story.
Though under pressure to win the gold, the target of grabbing Fiji's first ever gold medal is something that is inspiring this lot.
I'm telling the boys to cherish it and, give it our best, give it all, because this is one opportunity Fiji will, I guess, will never have when we are the first one of themselves to try and get Fiji a medal in the Olympics.
The team will spend 8 days in Chile, where they're expected to acclimatize to the South American climate.
Make the most of that altitude. Less oxygen means our body's going to get used to not having as much oxygen. We go down to sea level where we'll get that boost of oxygen, and that's going to help our performance in Rio.
Playing for pride but more for the elusive gold medal is something that will spur Ryan's men in front of 207 participating nations. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Boxer Winston Hill is ready to fly the Fiji flag at the Olympic Games. Hill will also be representing Fijian boxing at the Games after a lapse of 28 years. Rohit Deo caught up with him today and filed this report.
It's back to the basics after a tough week in New Zealand, and Winston Hill says he has learnt a lot from the experienced trainers overseas.
It was great, just to have the experience with a lot of the top trainers, world-class trainers, very renowned for their field of work, and just getting a good one-on-one work with those guys. It was very motivating and inspiring for a Fijian fighter.
Winston says the path of boxing in Fiji is not easy, but he is glad of his achievements.
All the hard work's paid off, and the road that we're on is not easy, but we're definitely working hard to get good results.
Winston has been boxing for some 4 years now, but his coach knows on the given day anything is possible in the sport of boxing.
At any point in time, one punch can change everything. So it doesn't, I see it all the time. Upsets happen all the time, and certain people's style. This guy might be ranked #1 in the world, but he might not like the way Winston fights.
He is only the 6th Fijian boxer to take part in the Olympics, the first after 1988. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Queen Victoria School Under-18 rugby team will be banking on its well-structured game plan when it takes on Suvagramma in the Coke Zero Deans quarterfinals this weekend. QVS bring with them an advantage of overseas exposure after having played in Japan earlier this year. Meli Tavanga has more.
The Queen Victoria Under-18 team is working hard, knowing too well what to expect.
Saturday, we are working on the areas that we are lacking in most areas, our weakest area that we have found in the previous games, in the scrummaging, and also in our lineouts, the set pieces, and also the broken play. We have to clean up our racks well before coming this Saturday game.
Ravula says Suvagramma has many advantages, which favors the Lions.
We invite all the old scholars and the parents and all the supporters to come this Saturday to see and witness the quarterfinals against Suvagramma.
QVS will meet Suvagramma School at 2 p.m. Saturday at the ANZ Stadium. Despite the devastation of Tropical Winston in the school, this hasn't stopped the boys from making it to the quarterfinals. Meli Tawanga, FBC Sports.
Today, Fiji Airways and its subsidiary Fiji Link announced national football captain Roy Krishna as its newest brand ambassador. As part of the ambassadorship, Krishna will appear in Fiji Airways and Fiji Link marketing, public relations and social media campaigns. Krishna says he's honored and excited to join the Fiji Airways team and his fellow ambassadors to promote our home to the world. He joins National Sevens coach Ben Ryan and Fiji and Australian sports superstar Jared Hayne, who are also ambassadors for Fiji Airways. There's been an increase in the number of women competitors at the Fiji Car Club events. 6 female racers took part in the Lincoln Refrigeration Quarter Mile and Drag Wars yesterday. And while organizers are pleased with the growing interest, they'd like to see many more women competing.
The ladies competition is heating up now. We have got 6 entries today. Obviously we want more. We like to see more ladies coming in, but for a start 6 is a big number for us. We are requesting for the next event the ladies come out in numbers and take part in this event.
The Fiji Car Club's next event is a car show, and that will be held next month. That's it from sports this evening. Business is up next with Jackie.
Tourism numbers for last month recorded an increase of, when compared to the same period last year, there were increases in the number of visitors from New Zealand, rest of Asia, China, South Korea, US, UK and Canada. However, a decrease was recorded from the traditional market Australia. Provisional data released by the Bureau of Statistics also reveals that the overall visitor arrivals for the first 6 months of this year increased by 4.2% despite the devastation caused by Tropical Cyclone Winston in January. It was a bright start to a Monday morning with sunny spells in most parts of the country. Expect another cold night. Temperatures were close to normal. Suva and Savu were at 28 degrees, while the rest of the centres were comfortable in the upper 20s, leaving Lambasa the warmest at 32 degrees. Tomorrow will be much like today, mostly sunny skies with occasional showers in the north. And looking further ahead to Wednesday, the sunny conditions is expected to continue around Fiji. At sea, east to southeast winds gusting up to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. Recapping the main stories for tonight, Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has continued his visit to Western Sugar areas. Border agencies meet to better Asia-Pacific region, and police officers train on how to handle crimes against women and children. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Results from last week's poll question we had asked, is the Fiji Sevens team named for the Olympics the strongest ever? 81% answered yes. This week's question, and we are asking, can any other sports apart from rugby sevens win an Olympic medal? To answer, visit our FBC website. Send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. Good night.
मैं हूँ रेहान खान कुरबो तालेबू के जैसे फेस्टिवल एग्रेट है कुरबो में उसी तरह मिर्ची एफएम नंबर 1 है कुरबो में
एलिन लटका में मिर्ची एफएम को लॉक कर दिया जाए मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट
हम नकाशी से साइमान है हमारा फेस्टिवल जैसे नंबर 1 है वैसे मिर्ची एफएम नंबर 1 है
माय नेम इज दिनेश हम नैंडी में काम करता है स्लीपिंग जायंट जिपलाइन में और मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट आई लाइक इट
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट